talking. Blah, 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 blah. Dion's talking again. Hello. Hello, people. Hello, people. All right, where else was I sharing this? I'm going to share it to Together We Can and take 12. Is anybody here yet? Okay, no. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of sharing. Let's go with Recovery Connections. So while I've been putting together this club, I've been running into people in my area over here, and they're like, that's neat because they're looking for, they're having a hard time in their home groups, and there's not many other places to go, so you feel kind of stuck. But it is also known that if you're a bully, you just best not come around me. Okay. AA doesn't have rules, but the club will. And if you disrupt the club, if you 13th step, if you decide to start name calling, or if you physically hurt someone or physically threaten somebody, you're out. Period. Excessive swearing. Okay. If you're going to sit around and tell war stories, I'm going to kick you out. Okay. Okay. It is a family disease, and this is a family club. And I will not tolerate chicanery. All right. We're going to read from the language of the heart today. I was bored. I'm just going to admit it. I didn't know what to do, even though I got a ton of stuff to do. I know I should be out handing flyers. If Amber was here, she'd probably yell at me, so I'm going to do it myself. Bad Dion. I'm going to get to him, I promise. All right. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. And if you don't know me by now, you will never, ever, ever know me. I forgot to share a WhatsApp, so I figured I'd sing for you for a little bit. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's get started. I'm reading from Language of the Heart on page 254 at the bottom. Humility for Today. It was written in June 1961 by Bill Wilson, who is one of the co-founders of Alcoholics Anonymous. There can be no absolute humility for us humans. At best, we can only glimpse the meaning and splendor of such a perfect ideal. Right? So humility is a perfect ideal. It is perfection, which we are going for. We know that we may never reach it, but in order to grow in humility, then we must try and reach. Then we at least try, right? We'll get there. You'll get there when you're dead. That's what I figure, right? As the book Alcoholics Anonymous says, we are not saints. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. It's no coincidence this line is coming up. I actually talk about this line a lot. Split it in half real quick. Okay? We're going to do that. We are not saints. We claim spiritual progress. Are you claiming spiritual progress? Okay. Only God himself can manifest in the absolute. We human beings must needs live and grow in the domain of the relative. We seek humility for today. So here we are, a day at a time. Yeah. Humility for today. Yeah. Therefore, our practical question is this. Just what do we mean by humility for today, and how do we know when we have found it? That's what I love about Bill. He doesn't hide anything. There are no tricks. I hate it when sponsors hide trick. I hate tricking people. When I talk to my sponsees, I tell them exactly why we're doing things. Okay. Well, we're doing this because we're learning let go and let God. We're doing this because we're learning this is what we're getting out of it. So that way they know what to expect and what they're aiming for. Okay. Now, AA is a little bit like Karate Kid, where you're kind of the last person to know that you have the skills. And one day, problems are going to come along and you're going to wax on and wax off, and you do it naturally. Okay. And you'll be like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. We scarcely need to be reminded that excessive guilt or rebellion leads to spiritual poverty. And we alcoholics carry around a lot of guilt, a lot of needless guilt, especially when there's a slip, man. The amount of guilt, okay, the amount of guilt somebody goes through for a slip over a glass of wine, okay? You don't need to feel guilty for having a slip. You just need to keep moving forward. God does not require you that you punish yours, that you continue punishing yourself. My higher power does not do that. I'm allowed to go ahead and forgive myself and move on. But it was a very long time before we knew we could go even more broke on spiritual pride. When we in early AAs got our first glimmer of how spirituality prideful we could be, we coined the expression don't try to get too damn good by Thursday. Oh, I haven't heard that line in so long. You don't need to get well by Thursday. You just don't. Okay. We got to live in today. It's all you have. Okay. There's no reason to rush through the program. Okay. There are some people that are hopeless, helpless, and they need to go through the program kind of quick. But I'm kind of take it easy, get through the steps, cover every single word kind of person. Right. That old time admonition may look like another one of those handy alibis that can excuse us from trying our best. Yet a closer view reveals just the contrary. This is our AA way of warning against pride blindness and the imaginary perfection that we do not possess. Now that we no longer patronize bars and bordellos, now that we bring home a paycheck, now that we are so very active in AA, and now that people congratulate us on these signs of progress, well, we naturally proceed to congratulate ourselves. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Hi, Amber. I, I was hoping you were on the road. I was, because I'm supposed to be flyering and I'm not. I do have a very good reason. I had a 12th step call. That went really, really well, by the way, but I could have gone out after. So, all right. I told on myself. We naturally proceed to congratulate ourselves, yet we may not be within hailing distance of humility. Meaning well, yet doing badly, how often have I said or thought, I am right and you are wrong? My plan is correct and yours is faulty. Thank God your sins are not my sins. You are hurting AA and I'm going to stop you cold. I have God's guidance, so he is on my side, and so on indefinitely. Ooh, yeah, that's pride. Okay. Now, I quite often say I have God's guidance, but I don't think that he's on my side. I think he's on everybody's side. He's everything for everyone. Yeah. Doesn't just belong to me. No. See, I got to be one with the universe, man. I be one with my people. I'm one of God's children. And that's where it stops. Isn't that enough? Shouldn't that be enough? It should be. If you have felt the grace of God, oh, it's enough. I felt the grace of God. I watched the grace of God today. Yeah, we get to do that stuff. The alarming thing about such pride blindness is the ease with which it is justified. That's it. We Here's the thing: if you need to justify something, I'm going to rephrase that. If I need to justify something, I'm wrong. Okay, I just tried to justify going out and doing the flyers. Knows how I stumbled. Justification. Hey, I'm gonna call. I don't just call other people out. I'm gonna call me out first, man. I don't mind being an example, but we need not look far to see that this deceptive brand of self justification is a universal destroyer of harmony and of love. Okay, it's like doing something good, recording it, and putting it on Facebook. But I was helping somebody. Put down the damn camera then. The ultimate humility is doing something for somebody else without them knowing. And I do it all day long. See, I help other alcoholics. And when those alcoholics get better, they help other people. They don't know me. They don't need to know me. Why would they need to know me? The only thing they'll know is, yeah, my sponsor Dion said. And that's about the extent of what I should be known. That's it. He's just my sponsor. Right? We don't need anything beyond that because we have already received the gifts. And that gifts comes in happiness, joyousness, gratitude. Okay. It comes in those forms. It sets person against person, nation against nation. By it, every form of folly and violence can be made to look right and even respectable. Oh, Lord, is that going on now? Of course, it is not for us to condemn. We need only investigate ourselves. So look inward. You spot it, you got it. How then can we do more and more about reducing our guilt, rebellion, and pride? Here we go. Steps. When I inventory such defects, I like to draw a picture and tell myself a story. My picture is that of a highway to humility, and my story is an allergy. Oh, allegory. That's a different word. I don't know what it is. It's a different allegory. I don't know. On one side of my highway, I see a great bog. The highway's edge borders a shallow marsh, which finally shelves down to that muddy morass of guilt and rebellion in which I have so often floundered. Self destruction lies in wait out there, and I know this. But the country on the other side of the road looks fine. I see inviting glades, and beyond them, great mountains. The countless trails leading into this pleasant land look safe. It will be easy, I think, to find one's way back. I'm a little lost. Together and with numbers of friends, I decide to take a brief detour. We pick our path and happily plunge along. Elated, somebody soon says, maybe we'll find gold on top of that mountain. Then, to our amazement, we do strike gold. Not nuggets and streams, but full minted coins. The head of these coins each declare, this pure gold, 24 carats. Surely we think this is the reward for our patience, plodding back there in everlasting brightness of the highway. Soon, though, we begin to notice that the words on our tails of the coin, and we have strange forebodings. Some pieces carry rather attractive inscriptions. I am power, I am acclaim, I am wealth, I am righteousness, they say. But others seem very strange. For example, I am the master race, I am the benefactor, I am good causes, I am God. This is very puzzling. Nevertheless, we pocket them. But next, come real shocker, they read, I'm pride, I'm revenge, I'm disunity, I'm chaos. Then we turn up a single coin, just once, which declares, I am the devil himself. Some of us are horrified and we cried, this is fool's gold, and this is a fool's paradise. Let's clear out of here. Not one of his best descriptions. I got very lost in that. But many would not return with us. They said, let's stay here and sort over these damn coins. We'll pick up the ones that carry the lucky inscriptions. For instance, the ones that say power and glory and righteousness. You fellows are going to be sorry you didn't stick around. Not strangely, it was years before this part of our original company returned to the highway. They told us a story that they had sworn never to return. They had said, this money is real gold and don't tell us any different. We're going to pile up all we can. Sure, we don't like fool mottos, but there's plenty of firewood here. We'll just melt all this stuff down into good solid bricks. Then our late arrivals add, this is how the gold of pride claimed our brothers. They were already quarreling over the bricks when we left. Some were hurt and a few were dying. They had begun to destroy each other. So see, everybody that's reaching and clamoring over their own instincts, thinking I am right and my opinion is good, usually ends up with fool's gold, I think is what he's trying to say. The symbolic picture graphically tells me that I may attain humility for today, only to the extent that I am able to avoid the bog of guilt and rebellion, and that fair but deceiving land which is strewn with the coin of pride. This is how I can stay on the road of humility, which lies in between. Therefore, a constant inventory which can reveal I am off the road is always in order. So back to pages 86, taking a daily inventory, a daily reprieve to see what our intentions are. Are we playing with fool's gold? Is the grass greener on the others? Are we making the grass greener on the other side? I see that a lot. People tell don't worry about trudging together. Come over here. The grass is greener. Yeah, and you're going to pay for that grass. I'm telling you. Okay. So, all right. Thank you everybody for being here. That was up to 4 at one time. So that was a confusing one. That kind of was confusing for me. So I'm gonna have to think on it some more, honestly. All right. Thank you everybody for being here. I have a 3:00 meeting and then a freaking group conscious. I don't want to do a group conscious. Just did it 2 weeks ago. Better not go an hour again. All right. I love you all. Peace out. And